Okay, so let's go ahead and clear the layers so we can do some more things. And let's look at the pen next. And the presets for the pen are the same again. There's billboard, harsh multiply, all the way down to writing chisel. So let's try the technical pen. And so they've added a few things to it. They've got they've got size and pressure, and they had taper length, aspect, rotation, smoothing. Now they have taper bias, and they have opacity is moved around. They've kind of just moved them around. And they have a blend mode. They seem to have taken the square heads up here. So it's pretty close to the same. The only thing maybe they've added to it is the taper bias, and that kind of makes it, give it a, it squishes it up and down towards the end there. Makes it look more realistic, I suppose. Kind of like a dip pen. It gives it that kind of a look, which is kind of fun. Whereas before, you just kind of get, it tapers on the end. Here, it tapers on both ends, and it's fat in the middle. Those are always fun to have, those kind of pens. I like the look of that. That helps with calligraphy, I suppose. And so let's see if they've changed it on any of the others. Let's go to billboard. So yeah, it looks like they just kind of added taper bias there to the pins. So you can get a better look there. Anyway, so that's what they seem to have added to the pen tool. And the next one we look at is the pencils. And with the pencils, they seem to have the same presets that they did. Having smooth, precise liner, soft tip, thin, hard shader, hard and dark. So you can see what that looks like. There they are. Let's see if there's any changes here. They've added a little bit of some smoothing, and they added some noise, so that kind of gives it a more charcoal look. And they've got a noise scale here. And this is kind of important because they have changed the pastels. They don't have any presets for the pastels. So this might be kind of what's taking the place of the pastels, and I'll show that in a minute, what they've done to that. Let me go ahead and clear these layers so we can see something here. Clear this layer here. Okay. So you can kind of get an idea of what they've done with the pencils. They've added a little bit more to these presets here. So if you turn up the noise scale, I think that makes it look grainier. The noise amount, grainier, not as smooth looking. Yeah, so that gives it kind of a more colored pencil look, perhaps. And you turn up the pressure here so it gets darker. So that's what they've done with the pencils. Let me see if there's any, if they've changed it for... Okay. So those are all the same. So basically they've added noise amount and noise scale, and that seems to be about it, and precise. I'm not sure. Okay, so that takes away all those things. When you hit precise, I assume that makes it a sharper edge. Yeah, it gives it a sharper edge. So that's what they've done to the pencils. And then let's go to the markers right quick and see what they've done there. They still have the same presets. I left the cap off. That's kind of my favorite one, just because it gives a kind of a rough texture that I like to use for making it look like pastel or something. And so let's see what they've done here. So pretty much those are the same. Size, pressure, softness, wetness. They haven't changed anything on that. Let me see if they've changed it on any of the other ones. No. Size, pressure, softness, wetness. So those are about the same. They haven't really done anything with the markers. Then we go to the pastels. And this is where it's changed. Okay, so you click no preset loaded and no preset loaded, and there's not any. So I'm thinking that what they've done to the pencils, that they just added all the noise stuff to the pencils, is what gives you this charcoal look here. I'm thinking that you can probably get that if you go back to the pencil here and you go to maybe say hard shader, and then you go in here and you change that, the size and the pressure, maybe the noise amount and the noise scale. You kind of get a charcoal look here. It's not exactly the same, but let's hit softness and see what happens here. Anyway, it's kind of like that. Let's see if you can find it on one of these. You change it. There's amount, that's darkness, scale. Anyway, I don't know, can't read their minds, but maybe they did something like that. Here's soft tip. See what happens here. This might be it. Noise amount, noise scale. It's kind of close. Yeah. That might be kind of close to the old charcoal presets. So that's what I was wondering, if maybe that's what they did. I don't know, but they've got the different pastel looks on here in the old ones. And they just go, they have wax and they have chalk. And those are the same. But here they have wax and they have chalk and pressure. Turn the pressure up and you kind of get all these presets that you had with the other ones. So I'm not sure why they did away with those. Maybe they'll bring them back, or maybe they just decided that you can do an infinite amount of changing things with just those simple controls. So that's one of the big differences right there, is that there's no presets for the new ArtRage Vitae pastels. So I don't know. Anyway, you can make your own, of course. So I guess you can go back in there and make your own. I don't think that right now it's very easy to import your brushes. There is a way, I think, but it's not real simple like it is on the ArtRage 6 on the desktop for Windows. So that's kind of a big difference there on the pastels. And then we go to the Gloop pen, and they have the same presets. There's not anything changed on the Gloop pen that I can tell. We'll try this instant shaded pipe and see. Okay, so they still have all the blend modes and the opacity, the pressure, outer blur, edge width, inner blur, and fill opacity. So those are about the same. They haven't really changed those. Let me try another one to see if they changed anything on different ones. No. They have fill opacity, inner blur, edge width, pressure, outer blur. All that appears to be the same. So they haven't really changed the Gloop pens that I can tell. And then here's one of my favorite tools, the paint tube. It's just fun. I like to squirt out all the paint and then smear it on the canvas. You can do that without wasting any paint, so that's why I like it to do that here, because you don't waste any paint. And the difference here, of course, there's not any presets ever for either one of those. The difference is they have gloss, and they didn't have gloss in the old one. So you just turn up the gloss, and all of a sudden it looks shinier, and you can really see the difference here with the blue. So that's kind of the difference. The new one has gloss there, and that's about it. And let's see, then the next one is the paint bucket, and there's not a whole lot of difference. They don't have any presets for the paint bucket. There's a little bit on this gap tolerance and slow motion. I'm not sure what the slow motion is. Ah, that's cool. Okay, so that's neat. So I guess it's wherever you tap it, it goes down and goes from there. Yeah, oh, it goes up. Hey, that's neat. So that's kind of a new feature that's sort of neat. And of course that one doesn't have it. You tap it and boom, it turns the color instantaneously. So this is kind of fun. This is like using a paint roller, I suppose. Wherever you tap it, it covers it. So that's neat. But it does take a little bit of time there, I see. And then I guess the alias part would be how close it gets to the edges of things. Like right there, you can see white gaps and stuff. Okay, although it looks like it's gonna go ahead and fill it. I don't know how you stop it. Tap it maybe? Nope. That's not doing anything, so you just sit there and watch it fill your screen, I guess. So that takes a little bit of some memory and some time, evidently. because it's still doing that. And let's see if I can, I guess you can't stop it. You just wait till it fills the whole screen and then it's done. And it covered all the white edges, so that was neat. And so I guess this is the tolerance where how close it gets to an edge on something. Let me turn that off. Yeah, so that's just kind of how close it gets to the edge of another stroke or your picture that you've got there. So that's kind of neat. That's the new thing then on that one. And rest of it is pretty much the same and have blend mode, so that's kind of a neat thing. Alright, and then the next thing is the glitter pen. I don't know what you would call it, but I think the presets are all the same on it. Broken hole punch, bubbles, confetti, dirt, red, glitter, silver, glitter. I like to use fine sprinkles most of the time because that does dirt and things like that. So you could go ahead and put some here. And then let's see. And glitter size, multicolor, size, type, square, round, splotches, grit, whatever that is. That's all the same. So they didn't really change much on that I can see. Let me try another preset here. Confetti. And see if they changed anything. Nope, it's all the same. So they didn't change anything on the glitter pen. And here we have the paint roller. And they have the same presets. Dry, speckle line, unclean, thick and smooth, thick and smooth. Size and pressure. Size, pressure, thinner, loading, auto clean. So that's the same. They haven't changed any of that. And it does, but the one difference will be that if you have real color blending on here, it will react accordingly. So you'll actually get real color blending, where you might not get that before. So let me put some yellow. The yellow will, see, so it'll turn green. And then if you have yellow here, then it doesn't turn green. So that's the difference there. But the presets and all the settings and the adjustment, that's all the same on the paint roller. And then they have the erasers. And you've got the 3 presets for the erasers, soft, hard. They don't appear to have changed anything on that. They appear to work the same. So there's nothing different there. And there's the eyedropper. And the eyedropper. And of course they don't have any presets for the eyedropper. But they appear to have changed a little bit of expanded areas. So I guess you can pick up more colors. You can pick them up like in between, and it combines the color here. So you get like yellow and green right there. If you get yellow and blue, you get a green color. So that's kind of neat. They've expanded that. And then you can set that however much you want. And they also have a hue and luminosity and saturation. So these are new things that they've added to the color picker or eyedropper. I guess you'd call it eyedropper tool. So there's a little bit of a difference there.